Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Owame Omono, a registered nurse and also a registered midwife. Just as I promised you that you'll be having a little glimpse into my life as a nurse. So today on this channel, I'll be talking about a particular topic which most Nigerians still misconstrue, and there are a lot of myths flying around about this particular topic, and it's cesarean section, also known as CS, and by some people operation. So there are a lot of information about cesarean section that is being misconstrued by some persons, and some information flying around that may make some women feel bad about themselves. Some of them, most of them actually, are not true and are not correct. So today I'll be clearing the air about this topic. So first on the list is some persons feel that, or a myth that flies around is that women that go through cesarean section, they are not strong, they don't have strength, and they are weak. That is not true. A lot of persons, there are a lot of things that could contribute, or that can contribute to a woman ending up doing cesarean section. Some women plan to go through vaginal delivery even from the onset of the pregnancy. But during the course of labor, a lot of things could go wrong, which will make the doctors say that the best way for mother and baby to be alive is to go through cesarean section. So it may not even be planned by some women to go through cesarean section, and that decision may only be made, sometimes can be made, when the woman is already on the labor room bed. So it doesn't determine whether a woman is strong or not strong. Sometimes it's just the best decision, or the best way possible to save the life of the baby and the mother. The second myth I'm going to be talking about is that women who go through cesarean section, they are opting for the easy way out. There's nothing easy about cesarean section or its recovery. Believe me when I say there's nothing easy about cesarean section or its recovery. Just the same way women who go through labor feels pain, women who go through cesarean section feels pain after they come out from the theater, and that is why pain medications are being administered to them to relieve the pain. So there's nothing easy about it. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process, but just the same way women who go through labor feels pain, women who go through cesarean section also feels pain. The third on my list is that a woman that has gone through cesarean section before, once, her subsequent deliveries and her subsequent pregnancies are going to be cesarean section. That is not always true. It all depends on the reason why the cesarean section was done in the first place. There's something called VBAC, and it is vaginal birth after cesarean. A woman is allowed to go through labor and normal delivery, as most persons call it, even after cesarean section. It all depends on, like I said, it all depends on the reason why the cesarean section was done in the first place. If it is not recurrent, for instance, a woman with contracted pelvis, meaning a pelvis that is not favorable to allow a baby pass through, may not be able to pull through vaginal delivery in a subsequent pregnancy. That is a recurrent condition. That is a recurrent situation. But there are some conditions that are not recurrent. For instance, a woman is already in labor and maybe there's fetal tachycardia, the baby's heart, the heartbeat of the baby is going too high, or there's something called fetal distress. A woman that is in labor, during the process of labor, or even before labor, and they find out that, oh, the baby's heartbeat is going too high or is going too low, and some other conditions that may occur during the process of labor, may determine, those are not recurrent, may determine whether a woman will do cesarean section or not, or whether the doctor will determine that, okay, to save the life of the baby and the mother, this woman should go through cesarean section. Those are not recurrent conditions, but there are some conditions that are recurrent. A woman that has done cesarean section once may end up even giving birth to 5 children afterwards vaginally. So it doesn't really determine whether after one cesarean section other deliveries will be cesarean section. But for a woman that has done cesarean section twice, it is not advisable for that woman to go through labor again. The only part here is that a woman that's done cesarean section before is not, nobody is going to do induction or induce you again or do augmentation when you are in labor. They are just going to allow you go through the process of labor. Nobody is going to stimulate your uterus. They are just going to allow the natural process of labor to take place by itself without any stimulation. So definitely you are allowed, a woman, if the condition is not a recurrent one, you are allowed to go through vaginal delivery after cesarean section. So that is a myth that should be corrected. Fourth on my list is that some persons or their families, they feel that, oh, this particular hospital, they like cesarean section too much because they want to make money off people, because the cesarean section is more expensive, it's more expensive, they want more money, they just like cutting people open. That may not be true most of the times. If you feel that the doctor is not saying the right thing, or if you feel this particular hospital wants to extort you, you can seek expert opinion from another hospital and a specialist. Not that you are going to leave that hospital and go to a maternity home or go to a traditional birth attendant to go and continue your labor there. Go to another hospital, seek expert opinion, and just look for second opinion if you feel that way. The fifth on my list is that some persons feel that if your faith is strong enough, you will not go through cesarean section. I do not dispute that fact. I am also a Christian, but I also feel that faith and medicine, they work hand in hand. I don't think there's any way any human being could have sat down to think about opening a woman's belly up, bringing out baby, and stitching the woman back up, and the woman will still be fine. I don't think, if God did not give that wisdom to humans, I don't think, and there's no way any man would sit down and think about that. Wisdom comes from God. So doing cesarean section does not mean that your faith is not strong enough because you have faith. So that means that you shouldn't do cesarean section. And you delivering through cesarean section does not mean that you are not an Hebrew woman, because Hebrew woman is you alive, your baby alive. So the sixth thing I'm going to be talking about is that they will say, the doctor will say during labor, the doctor will say, oh, now it's CSO to save the mother and the baby, and you say, CS not in my family. Which person family CS dey? I don't understand. Is vaginal delivery now turned to something they inherit? Is that hereditary? So there's nothing like, oh, CS not in my family. There's nothing like cesarean section in my family. They don't inherit vaginal delivery. It's not hereditary. It's not an hereditary. It's a trait that is inherited. Every pregnancy, every delivery, every labor is unique on its own. The fact that you've given birth to 4 children and the 5th child, they are telling you that you should come and do CS. You shouldn't say, don't say that, oh, in my previous deliveries I did not do cesarean section. Every pregnancy and every labor is unique on its own. You can't use this particular pregnancy or the outcome of this particular pregnancy or the outcome of this particular labor. You cannot use it to compare with another pregnancy or another labor. So guys, thanks for watching. If there's any topic that you want me to talk about, you can leave them in the comment section and I'll do well to talk about them. Kindly like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share my content, because there are a lot of families and a lot of women out there, a lot of persons out there that are in need of this information. Bye guys.